Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Robin Riley, and I'm the very proud director of the Montgomery County Department of Recreation. We really want to appreciate everybody that came out today for this really amazing, awesome, cool event. We're excited about it. I know you are too. So we're going to not hold back. We're going to get started as fast as we can so we know you're really here for the meet and greet. So I wanted just to take a quick second to talk about why we're gathered here this afternoon. Dominique Dawes is really quite a remarkable person. She grew up here in Montgomery County. Yep. Not only is she an amazing athlete, she's an amazing business person. As a local small business, her business is growing, and we're excited about that as well. I think this amazing statue, once you get to see it, for us, it means a lot to us to have it here. It means when people walk through the door, our young people in our camps, our seniors come in, people that are aspiring to be a local small business here in Montgomery County will know everything is possible. All things are possible because Dominique did that. She came from Montgomery County. She went Maryland Terp. Let's hear it for Maryland Terp. Me too. Yep. Not only was she an Olympic gold medalist, U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame, she's in the Maryland Women's Hall of Fame. Also, and we're very proud that she's in the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame, which, for those of you that are just visiting, this is the home of the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame. But before we get started with the important people today, I want to give a shout out to a lot of guests that are here today. We have Delegate David Moon is here in the crowd. We have DGS, Department of General Services, who was key and instrumental in making this building happen. David Dice is off to my side here. We want to thank him. And we have a lot of the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame board here as well. They're off to my left, so please stop by and see them. Please visit upstairs, the hall, and check out all the pictures and the portraits. Also, we have some great county officials that are joining us. Councilmember Kristen Mink, Councilmember Lori Ann Sales. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our county executive, Marc Elrich.
So this is another great occasion to be here. The opening was an amazing event, and this is a great, kind of an opening of a statue today. And I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really proud of Dominique for having gotten where you got. And I think we all know it was not an easy journey. Somebody was going to point out that you were the first black gymnast. And, you know, it's not because there were lack of qualified, capable black women. It was the first black gymnast to manage to get through basically a white sport. And it was a significant achievement to do that. It was part of the world that was closed to people for a long time. And it was one of those breakthroughs that once one person gets through, it opens the door for other people to get through. And I just want to acknowledge that because I'm sure you had to deal with it. So I want to welcome everybody here. I want to, celebrate our Olympic legend who's here today, an incredible athlete, a Silver Spring native. Good things come out of Silver Spring. We just got through, was it Fortune that just rated us the #1 place for a family in the country? Dominique's a 3-time Olympic medalist, and she's transcended the world of sports, politics, entertainment, and culture, and I will say maintained a very level head and a sense of perspective and a continuing commitment to the community. And I know that you're interested in the gym, and what you're teaching is about helping young people come up better and to give them the skills, not just the athletic skills, but the discipline and the other skills that come along with being an athlete. So I want to thank you for doing that kind of work. It's really important. This statue is a symbol of your dedication, resilience, and pursuit of dreams. And by commemorating you and your contributions to the Olympics, the statue will help motivate young athletes in Montgomery County. It's something that every kid walks into and can say, I can be that. Somebody from Silver Spring, from my neighborhood, was that. And anybody else can be that if you work hard enough and have the discipline to do it. So I'm glad you've chosen to continue to pursue your passions here in Montgomery County. I think you're a good testament to the kind of quality of life we try to offer here. And as owner and CEO of Dominique Dawes Gym and Ninja Academies, you continue to grow your business in Montgomery County. Though I did hear you're opening one in Howard County too. Nothing wrong with that. Because trust me, we try to grab Howard County businesses and try to get them to come down here too, so it's all fair. So I'm excited that you're going to be opening 3 new gymnasium locations, and I want to thank the Montgomery County Recreation Department for bringing everyone together here today to unveil this sculpture. You really helped put together an amazing building, and this is just a great facility, and it's great to have a sculpture like this in this facility. And I want to recognize the artist, Brian Hanlon, for his exceptional work in bringing this vision to life. I had no idea how deeply you were into sports. And deeper than me on a bad day, which is pretty deep sometimes. So I really appreciate it. And then I appreciate, your work is nationally recognized. This is not a one-off. This is something that's a real passion for you. And knowing the way you bring things to life is, a tribute to your work and the heart you put into your work. And it's a really tribute to Dominique because you capture what she is, and it's a remarkable thing. So congratulations. I want to thank all of you for being here. And when I sit down, you're one step closer to the unveiling, so thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. We appreciate that. And now, a man who was my boss for a period of time, taught me a lot, who is also a visionary, not just for this building, but for the Hall of Fame and the sculpture. So without further ado, Councilmember Gabe Albornoz.
Good afternoon, good people. So good things are happening in Silver Spring, aren't they not? This is fabulous. So it is a privilege and honor to be with all of you this afternoon. Every project has an origin story, and that origin story for this exciting project, which we're about to unveil, started a few years ago with a contact through a mutual friend. Jeff, Dominique's incredible husband, reached out to me with an idea and helped get a lunch together with Brian, where he unveiled this spectacular vision. Brian is an internationally renowned artist who has chosen to sculpture some of the most important athletes of our time and chose Dominique as the subject of his next work. And when I saw the quality of the work that he had done around the country, I immediately knew, and so did my colleagues on the 19th Council, that this was something that we needed to support. And so I want to begin with a few acknowledgments. First is my colleagues from the 19th Council. One of their final acts before the end of the last term of the last council was to appropriate the resources and funds to help make this project possible. I also want to acknowledge the county executive and his team, the Department of General Services, David Dice, and in particular Greg Assant, who took this project and really ran with it and took it to a scale that I never could have imagined. The moons have aligned so magnificently in this building. And it always reminds me when I walk through places like this that there are many challenges that we have here in Montgomery County, but nothing's wrong with Montgomery County that can't be fixed by what is right with Montgomery County. I want to acknowledge before I go any further my colleagues from the council who are here today, Lorianne Sales, Kristen Mink, and our entire members of the council who all wanted to be here. We'll have to be leaving shortly because we go back in session in about 45 minutes, but we did not want to miss this opportunity. But I want to close with this. Dominique has been inspiring generations of people. We are all products of our environment, and we could not be more proud as Montgomery County residents to call Dominique our own. As the proud father of 4 kids and 2 girls, we always look for different people for our kids to be able to look up to inspire them. And you don't have to look any further than Dominique, because although she has accomplished so much as an athlete, she has accomplished much more as a human being. She has represented our country. She has volunteered and continues to in numerous ways, locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. And the doors that she has opened, the ceilings that she has broken are extraordinary. 80% of our United States women's gymnastics team in this Olympics are women of color. 80%. And that is not a coincidence. So Dominique, on behalf of all of the residents here of Montgomery County, I want to thank you for being you. I want to thank you for choosing to continue to make this community your home, all that you have done and all that you will do for our world. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. Now we'd like Brian to come up and talk to us a little bit about his vision and the work that he put into this magnificent piece. Brian, would you want to come up?
Thank you. Good to meet you. Whew. I'm a little overwhelmed. This is so great. Thank you for having me here today, and thank you for letting me be a part of this beautiful journey we've been on for, I think, almost 3 years. How many gymnasts we have in the room? Raise your hands. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This kind of came about because I have 5 children, and my youngest was a gymnast, and she made it to level 9. You know what that means. And so I was at a few gyms in my day, and I was close to the sport. My wife was very close, and we watched, right before the pandemic, some very disturbing side and things that were happening in the sport. And I thought, because of the time we were in history, we were all at home, I started thinking, what could I do to make a positive historical marker for this sport, which it needs very much? And the reading that I was doing led me right to Dominique. And if you know anything about my career, I have been very lucky in sculpting pioneers around our country. And I think those are both educational and very much inspirational. Just in this vicinity, I did a sculpture of a guy named John Thompson. Anyone know who that is? A little bit of a basketball coach. And anyone here know who Earl Lloyd is? Yeah? So Earl is the Jackie Robinson of basketball, and he's from Alexandria. And that's an important fact and historical marker for everyone to know. And then E.B. Henderson is the University of District of Columbia right up the street, and he is the godfather of black basketball. All right here. Isn't that brilliant? Yep. And to top it off, there's a little tiny complex called the CIA nearby. Anyone heard of it? Well, in front of that important complex is a sculpture of Harry Tubman that I made. I was so honored to do that. And there are 2 sculptures in front of that building, Nathan Hale and Harry Tubman. That is it. Isn't that extraordinary? So those are the pieces I had here, and I thought, if I do Dominique Dawes here, oh my God, my head will explode. Well, it hasn't exploded, but I am so very, very grateful to have connected with Jeff, who Dominique's cracking up. She's like, I can't believe this guy became friends with my husband. Like he calls and he wants to talk to him, not me. We have very similar spiritual outlooks on the world, and thank you, Jeff. Thank you. It's just wonderful to meet with you and your family and your wonderful kids. My goal is always to create something, as I said the other pieces, to inspire and educate. And I do believe this piece will do that and more moving forward. I can't get over how great the details are of this building and this display. Thank you, David. Please give Greg a raise. And I don't know if Ali or Randy is here today. I bet they're not, because they're way too humble. Yeah. You need to know these 2 men worked 25 hours a day to make this building what it looks. It is not easy to do this. And yeah, they deserve a hand. But I always like to mention people that probably aren't going to get accolades, but those guys did roll up their sleeves. And I know they're both in therapy from dealing with me. So one of them has a twitch now, and but it's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. Guys, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. You are right. This is a great county, and it's a wonderful, wonderful facility. Dominique, congratulations. I mean, I'm so grateful I could pay tribute to you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank each and every one of you all that came out to show support. Yes. I am normally someone that cries a lot, but I can assure you I will not cry today. This is truly an honor. I'm very humbled by this experience. Those that know me know I'm very private and very introverted, and this is so not me. But I am very appreciative. The love and support that I feel in this room. I'm going to try to mention some names. If I miss you, please forgive me. Just seeing a former coach of mine, Jack Leonard, you were a part of the positive inspiration throughout my career, and we didn't have a lot of that. As Gabe mentioned, and actually as Brian had mentioned as well, the sport of gymnastics can be a very grueling sport. And so we had a few positive coaches, and Jack, you were one of them. The other one's not here. She's in California. It was Donna Craig that made my career what it was. Also, I want to thank, goodness, I have family and friends that are here. My grandfather, Roland Dawes, is here. He was and still is a business owner here in the Montgomery County area. He has a barber shop, and hopefully I'll help with the people coming through those doors there. He had a trash company. My grandfather had a trash company. My uncles had trash companies, and so did my father. Ramon, you're here. Thank you for your support, and Paulette, Jackie and Tyrone, cousins as well. Goodness, it's so great to see the Wilson family. Mrs. Wilson, Jennifer Wilson, thank you for coming out. I actually see my cousin Daryl here. You are just so tall in this room. Thank you for showing your love and support. I haven't seen you in a long time. Also, those that made this project possible. I want to thank the county exec, Marc. Thank you for believing in this project and giving it the green light. Gabe, you are a rock star. You made it all possible. First and foremost, thank you for ensuring I was a part of the Montgomery County Sports Hall of Fame back in 2019, right? And I think that really helped, spiral into this amazing moment. So thank you for that. Also, Brian, you are amazing. Like, I've seen all of your work throughout the United States. I feel like you need to go global. I feel like he's like, I'm not doing that. No. You're the hardest working man I've ever known, next to my husband, who's with the 4 kids all the time. So Brian, thank you for thinking of me. I know when you initially approached myself and Jeff with this project, I immediately said no, because this is embarrassing. I will say this is embarrassing. But you made it very clear that it wasn't about me, and that it was about the young kids that were up above and the kids that are here today in the back and my own kids, and really helping plant seeds of inspiration and empowerment for the next generation. So when they walk by this amazing piece of art, they too know that they can dream big. And so thank you for making that possible. My 4 kids, I was 34, 35, not married, somewhat single. Jeff and I broke up about 4 or 5 times. He had some major trust issues. I'm just kidding. But I prayed to God for 4 children. And I didn't know if I could handle it, because I didn't have the greatest role models in my life. But I knew that having 4 children for me was going to top any Olympic gold medal or any achievement. Each and every one of you guys get to wear it. So if you stay after for the meet and greet, please put it on. Just don't walk away, because I do have an Apple AirTag on it. So I will turn into FloJo and find you. Yeah. But my 4 beautiful children, Kateri Lynn, Quinn Gabriella, Lincoln Xavier, and Dakota Pilar. One of the greatest gifts that Christ has ever given me it was not about the talent in gymnastics. The greatest gift that Christ has given me are these 4 beautiful angels. They make my husband and I cry every day, laugh every day, fight every day, but they truly do make me a better person, and being a mother tops any Olympic achievement or any worldly accolade or even a moment like this any day of the week. And so I want to thank you all for being yourselves and to follow in your own footsteps. This statue, yes, is a fun little inspiration and it will empower people, but I want you to strive to be the best that you all can be, and I want you to remember that. Yeah. I also want to thank, it's not last but not least, because I always thank Christ up above, but my husband, Jeff. Not a lot that I can say. There's up here. He is made me a better person. Those that are married, you understand how challenging marriage can be. And if you marry someone that sees more in you than you see in yourself, and even though you don't want to hear it, but he doesn't let me settle. He doesn't let me isolate myself. He doesn't let me wallow in the brokenness that I came from in my home environment or in the years in the gymnastics gym. He reminds me that Christ up above has made me strong enough each and every day. And so, Jeff, I want to thank you for being you. As much as I don't say it enough, I do love you. He's like, my 5 love languages, words of affirmation and touch. You don't compliment me and you walk by me. But I do love you. You don't let me settle. You don't let me quit. And you care more about the legacy that not only I can leave, but our 4 beautiful children can leave, and every single person that you've inspired along your walk. For those of you all that don't know my husband, Jeff Thompson, he's the cool one. Patty, you know that. Larry, you know that. He was a school teacher for nearly 18 years. And when we signed a lease for our first gymnastics academy during the pandemic, it was 2019 and the pandemic hit, he had to walk away from his #1 vocation before marriage, was to be a school teacher. He has inspired thousands and thousands of young men that continue to call him, text him, want to grab dinner with him, because he cares more about getting that individual to Christ than a statue or an accolade from the world. And I want to thank you for being that inspiration, because I will say, you are our daily statue each and every day in our house. So don't ever think that you haven't inspired me or you haven't inspired these 4 children, because you are not only the best husband ever, but you're the best father ever, and your mother is looking down and saying, great job, sweetie. You're more than I ever thought you could have ever been. So I want to thank you, sweetie. Again, thank you all. This is what it comes down to. As you all strive to be successful in the world's eyes, that will only lead to a feeling of incompleteness and a lack of fulfillment. My happiest moments in life, this is wonderful, I do appreciate it, but guess what? You're not going to follow me home. My happiest moments in life are when my husband and I are sitting out back in our modest home, watching our 4 beautiful children. Maybe we're making s'mores, or he's trying to get me to have a sip of wine. I hate drinking, he knows it, but he's trying to push me to have a little sip of wine to relax, because I'm a 3-time Olympian. But watching my children play and laugh and enjoy their childhood, because they've only got one childhood. And Jasper and I, my husband, we are trying to make it the best childhood they could ever make. Thank you all for having me here, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Thank you.